welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a blind camera test between the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the Galaxy S20 Ultra. Hey guys, Future Adam. This intro is a little bit lengthy. You should watch a little bit of it, but if you want to skip it, go to about 1 minute and 15 seconds. So here's how it's going to work. All the numbers for the photos are in the top right corner. I did not edit any of the photos. Instead, what I did is point and shoot exactly what the average consumer is going to do with each of these products. If you can, I'd like you guys to get either a pen and paper or something to take notes on to write down which wins A or B for each particular photo. We will probably disagree on certain photos, but nevertheless, I want to hear all your guys' opinions. We can have an honest discussion on which we think did better in each area. Both these cameras are so good that a lot of them are going to be personal preference and not which is actually better than the other. So do not discount anyone's opinion in the comment section below. Everyone has a right to believe which they thought was better. Finally, I just want to say I used RNG to put A and B on each. What I did was number 1 through 10 in RNG. Odds were Samsung and evens were Apple, and they got picked based on that. So for example, if I got 5, Samsung would go in A, Apple would go in B. And then finally, I just want to say the last 3 are videos and I did not number them, so I will say out loud which number they are if you guys do forget. Now let's get into the video. For number 1, I chose B because of the detail, especially in the road or the sidewalk. For number 2, I chose A because I preferred the sidewalk again and just the overall detail. For number 3, I chose A. The zoom on A just brings in more detail. Look especially at the Civic sign and the building to the right of it. Now number 4 was close, but I'm picking A due to detail again. Even though B may have done better in the color, I just think A had more detail, especially in the fire hydrant in the front. For number 5, I'm choosing B. The sun flares are less apparent and the sun is more blown out on A. Now number 6, it was the same kind of deal. The sun flares were less apparent, so I had to choose A. For 7, I chose A because the white balance seems to be better and there's more detail in the grass. For number 8, I chose A because of the detail in the road and the colors on the car. I'm choosing B for number 9 because the white balance in A does look better, but the overall detail was much more retained in B, especially look at the road. On to number 10, this one was a close one, but I'm going with B because the dynamic range seems to be finer. 11 was extremely difficult to pick, but I think I'm going to choose B just because the detail is slightly better. Unlike 11, 12 was no contest. A won easily. There's so much more detail. For 13, A was the by far winner in this one. It did a lot better on the object close-up and the lighting. In 14, we have another close-up image, and I picked B because the subject in A was just blurred near the top too much. 15, I have B in a landslide. The colors were more lifelike, it retained more detail, and there was overall better dynamic range. 16 was a very tough one. Both did extremely well. The only difference was in the colors, and I think the sky was just a little bit better in B. 17 was another very tough one. This was way too hard to choose, but I'm choosing B just because I felt like it got a little more detail. 18 is another tough one, but I'm choosing A because I feel like the water was less smoothed over than it was in B. 19, I am choosing B because of the detail in the rocks. For 20, I'm choosing B. I like the contrast, the detail, and the colors better. 21, I've got B. The car has a cooler look in A, and the gray is more accurate in B, plus the color of the road seemed better. For 22, I picked A quite easily. The sky and building has more noise in B. The Los Tres Amigos sign is unlegible in B, and the colors seem more representative of real life. 23, I got A because of the details in the color. The color did not seem to be that yellow in real life. 24, these lights were more yellow, so I did go with A. Also look at the detail on the tree, even though the sign was a little bit better detail for B. 25, I picked B easily. The road was washed out on A, and also look at the color of the car. 26, I chose A because there was more detail, better colors, and less noise. This is number 27. For all three of the upcoming videos, A is to the left and B is to the right. The stabilization was better in B, but the overall detail and colors were better in A. So I chose A. This is number 28. It was a tough one, but I gave it to A. The moving cars seem to be more in focus. Finally, the last one, we have number 29. I chose A because there seemed to be more detail, especially on the road. Alright, here we add up the results. On the screen there's an image showing you which phone was which. What you need to do is add up your scores for each one and tell me in the comments below who you thought won. For myself, I surprisingly had it 18-11 in favor of the S20 Ultra. I was extremely surprised by this and almost didn't want to post because it seemed so biased, but those were my actual results. Now, I'm not saying that one phone is better than the other. You're going to see a lot of variability between what people take, and my image and my test does not include various situations in which one phone could be better than the other. I am still curious to see how you guys did on this. I had a couple friends do it as well, and they gave it, and all 5 of them gave it in favor of the S20, although much more slightly than my results. It's really okay if you guys disagree with me. I'd love to hear all your scores and how you did and why you thought one did better than the other. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new. If you're coming back, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and peace.